Hello everybody and welcome back to another tutorial of mine. This is SoCal Thero here. In this tutorial, what I'm going to do is show you how to set up a light bar to be used with ELS. Before I get started, if you come in asking, hey, how do you set up one for non-ELS vehicles? I'm not doing a tutorial on that. The reason being is I absolutely hate with a passion, setting up non-ELS light bars. I've been asked multiple times by clients if, hey, can I build you or can you build us a car pack? It's got to be non-ELS because 5M doesn't use it. Sorry, I refuse to do it. It is the way that GTA 5 has it set up is just ridiculously hard. And thanks to the guys who created ELS, it is much simpler, much easier, and it's less time consuming than it would be to do a non-ELS car. So with that all being said, I'm going to take this random light bar that I had that hasn't been converted yet from my old GTA 4 modding days. Don't ask me where I got it from. I honestly don't remember. I want to say GTA Policing Mods, which doesn't exist anymore. So, and I don't have the information to credit the original author. So I won't be using this anytime soon or ever unless it pops up somewhere again. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna convert this light bar from a non-ELS not setup ready light bar to a ELS light bar. So the way that I have this light bar right now is in 3 pieces. They are outside of the compound right now. So these 3 are compounds as you've seen in my previous tutorials. You have Miss Bar 1, which is probably the entire framing of the light bar. Yep. All lights, which I'm going to assume is all lights, which is really going to suck. Yeah, it's going to suck. Well, it's good for you guys because you're going to get to see how this works. And this is probably going to be the glass. Yep, that's the glass. All right, perfect. So, with this light bar, I'm going to show you how to set it up for ELS. First things first, the siren glass, don't have to do anything with it. It's already set up because it's a glass. You don't have to do anything. Second part, the framing of it. This Miss Bar up here, guess what? Don't have to do anything with it either because it's already done. Next part, lights. You don't have to. I'm just kidding with you. Yeah, we actually have to do a lot with this damn thing. So, first things first, I'm going to show you how to UV map a texture to it. For people like me who say, hey, you know what? I like to make this part, the back of it, a traffic advisor. That's you? Great. If it's not you, well, sorry. I'm going to be doing it. So what we're going to do actually is we're going to go to the top view. So we got to separate. The way that this guy has them all grouped together is kind of, pardon my French, shitty. So we're going to have to actually really dissect this. So what you're going to do is you're going to select Detached Polygons from this object. Select Quad. And you're going to go into the polygon mode. And I'm actually going to, unfortunately, that started to do it. I am going to start detaching these lights into separate lights. Actually do it one by one, much as I hate to do it because it's so time. Going to go ahead and detach all the lights. You may not have to do this if the vehicle is already set up for ELS lights. And if it's not, I mean, more power to you. You might have to do something different. But I'm just going to do this just to give you a rundown of everything for the light bar. And during this section, if I haven't, I'm going to try to speed it up so you guys don't have Okay, so each one of the light meshes has been detached. You can see it over here going, oh my god, there's so many all lights. Don't worry about it. It's just one of each one, which is fine. So what we're going to do, like I said earlier, is we're going to make a traffic advisor on this thing. So what you're going to do, you're going to select quad, you're going to select move. I'm going to select the backlights, like so. But I'm going to go into the back view so you can UV map them correctly. I got to look at the material real quick. Oh, right. You're going to right click, linking. No, you're not. You're going to go to edit. Oh, there it is. I used to it being. You're going to go to mapping. You're going to go to edit UV. Probably just heard my cell phone. You're going to generate new. You're going to force mapping onto new material. And you're going to select the light emissive, wherever it's at. In this case, it actually says in the title, light emissive. And you're going to hit OK. And it's probably going to jack it up the way it looks. Yeah, see how it's all messed up there? It's fine. You're going to fix that. So in UV mapper mode or screen, you go to material, light emissives, and this is the texture file that the creator of this light bar provided. See, he even was nice enough to say, hey, this is yellow for advisors. Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to take everything and I'm going to layer it on top of one of them. Move all the lights over to this one. That light to this one. Going to that. Go. And then we're going to move it down to the traffic advisor. And then we're going to try to scale it as best we can. And then really bad, right? It looks good on itself. We'll call that good enough. Yeah. See, there you go. So now we have a traffic advisor. Oh, perfect. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to leave the red and blues alone. But we're going to start setting these up for the extras. Extras are used, for those that don't know, in the game. They flash on and off. In the game without ELS, they're used to like add components. Like extra 12 is usually like a coffee cup in civilian cars, and the reason they name it extra is because it's a random event on a vehicle. So you get in a car, sometimes there's a coffee in there, sometimes there's a Coke, sometimes there's a beer, sometimes there's nothing. And sometimes you'll see a cell phone holder, sometimes you won't. Stuff like that. Those are extras. The way ELS works is it utilizes those extras to make the lights emit off a flash pattern. So it basically is taking the extra, whatever it is, let's say extra 1, and making it turn on and off repeatedly to cause a light flickering effect. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go over, actually, wait a second. Did that guy's texture also have, does have takedowns. Okay. So real quick, on the front of this vehicle in the center, I'm going to stuff on the side. It does, but it doesn't have. Okay, that's a shame. I was gonna show you guys takedowns. I'm, you know what? Just for the benefit of extras, I think I'm going. It might not look right, and to be honest, I probably am not gonna try this in game. We're just gonna have to go with, hey, Thero knows what he's talking about. So I'm just going to breeze through this real quick. It's basically me redoing the front textures now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 of the textures in the front and I am going to UV map them to be takedown lights instead. So as you can see right now, what I'm doing, I'm back in the UV mapper view. And we're going to put this in one of these slots over here. I'll try to, yeah. Actually, you know what? Wow. That Could be better, I guess. Kind of match the rest of the car. Maybe it won't. Okay. Yep, that's gonna serve its purpose. So now, as you can see, we have a traffic advisor. We have reds and blues, and now we have takedowns. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna assign these to the proper extras that these need to be. And you're thinking, wait a second, how do you do this? Now, do this is we're gonna create a dummy, and then we're gonna move it into the correct dummy and rename the dummy to the correct extra. That's all you have to do. However, to take the extra step and to make it look right, the best thing you can do is get the dummy to get moved up towards the light itself. So what I'm saying is basically, say this square down here is a dummy, which it is. It says Liberty Bar XS, which is this. Is this right here. If this said extra 1 and this was extra 1, to create the correct Corona look effect, you'd want to take this extra 1 and move it up within the extra 1 up here. So when you're in game, it actually emits it the correct way. Most people don't do that. They leave it in the car, so it's kind of like hidden, tucked away, so people can't see it, which is fine. It still gives off the same look. It's just if you watched one of Jeff's YouTube videos, forget the user or the creator of the model, he pointed it out and was really appreciative of him taking the time to do that. That's what the person did to make it look correct. And it might take some testing and fiddling around in game, but that's what you want to do to make the light bar look the proper, to give off the proper effect with the Corona. So with all that being said, what we're going to do now is we're going to start actually converting these for ELS. So we have the light bar textures all done. What you're going to do is go to the dummy helper, create a dummy. I'm going to call this dummy extra 1. Not 1, 2. So extra 1. Extra 1 is usually one of the ends of your light bar. So it's either the left side or the right side. I think you could change it within the ELS files for particular vehicles, but what I usually like to do is extra 1 is always my red lights, extra 4 is always my blue lights. That's just how I always thought of it. I think within ELS you can change that in the settings for the car, and you can have extra 1 emit a blue environmental light and extra 4 emit a red environmental light if you want. I could be wrong on that. I don't fiddle with the files too much because I just like to keep it the way that I have it, and it seems to work correctly. But I think from the default example that ELS gives you, it is the extra 1 environment is a red environment, so I try to keep it simple and just put it in the same spot. But anyways, keep it as it is. What I'm going to do is my extra 1 is going to be red. So, and again on the edge, so it's going to be these two. And I'm going to take 1 inside of here too. So this is going to be my extra 1 as well. So how do you do that, GS? Real simple. You're going to go to attach. You're going to click on the lights that you want as extra 1. I'm going to have these two and this one. And then by some miracle, you got to find it in here. Oh, look at that. Second try. This is going to be my extra 1. So actually, just to make it easier, I'm going to blank that out. And then you're going to move it into extra 1. And if I decheck that, now you can see that's my extra 1. So now extra 1 is done. Extra 2 is the second one that we're going to do. And it's also a second red light by default, by an environmental light. It flashes alternatively with extra 3, which is the one within the light bar in blue. So you saw those are extra 1. These are extra 4 because extra 4 is the other end of the light bar. And then can you guess what this is? That's right. That's extra 3. So for extra 2, Hey, look at that. There's extra 2. Move that down into extra 2. I'll delete this just because I like to. And that's all you got to do. And I'm going to save it just because thing to crash. So next we're going to do extra 3. And this is going to get really repetitive here in a second because there's 9 of these damn things. Got extra 3. And we're looking for extra 3, which is probably going to be this one. Yep. Oh, there's extra 3. And then we're going to do extra 4. Yeah. Gather my thoughts here again. Extra 4. No, don't do a plus sign. Always make it extra underscore and then the number you want. And extra 4, you're actually going to have to attach. You don't have to attach it before you put it in here. I just like to do it just to make it easier. So I'm going to attach this to this and this to this. And it's probably going to be this one. Yeah, that. Getting lucky on catching which one is which. All right. So extra 1 through extra 4 is your red and blues. This is where you start setting up ELS lights for non-red and blues. So the next one I'm going to do is, can you guess it? Because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's right, extra 5. Extra 5 is a takedown, the white light. So I like to do the left side, so we're going to make that extra 5. My extra 5. And extra 6 is another takedown. And guess which one that's going to be? Yep, there it is. 6. That's all you have to do. And there's my phone again. Okay, so now you got extra 1, extra 2, extra 3, extra 4, red and blues, extra 5, and extra 6, which are takedowns. That flash. Let me clarify that. Extra 5 and extra 6 are takedowns that'll flash with your light bar. I think, don't hold me to this, I believe extra 10 is how to get a steady burn takedown. Don't hold me to it because I'm not positive. It might not be the correct way. The person I talked to said that's how it's done, but again, I asked somebody. I haven't tried it out myself to confirm it. But anyways, back to the light bar. Now we're on to takedowns. Or sorry, we already did takedowns. We're on to traffic advisor. So traffic advisor is kept by extra 7, extra 8, and extra 9. If you converted a light bar over from GTA 4 to GTA 5, you might see that the extra 5 and extra 6 don't have a space in between. Like, they don't have this underscore. That you cannot do with GTA 5. GTA 5 and GTA 4, I don't know why that's different, but in GTA 5, you don't need to do that nonsense where extra 5, extra 6, and extra 9 don't have a space between them. And then the extra 5 and 6 had another one within it. And then finally you had the mesh itself. That's not how this one works. This one, they all work exactly the same, at least at the time of this recording. So the way you want to set this up is extra 7 is your traffic advisor on the left side of the bar. And that is going to be where the light starts. Extra 8 is in the center, and extra 9 is on the right side of the traffic advisor. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach these two. That's going to give me extra 7. We're going to attach these two. That's extra 8. We're going to attach these two. That's extra 9 now. Now we're done attaching. So checking this. That's extra 7. Checking this. Extra 8. And checking this. That's extra 9. Perfect. Open these up. Delete these. Save just in case it crashes. Check these. And this. Perfect. All right. Now you have all of your lights set up to be recognized by ELS. Next thing you got to do, you guessed it, loads. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the dummy, convert it to a compound, lock it. I'm not going to do all the loads. I'm just going to do one just because it's so time consuming. And you're going to move it up here. If you don't know how to do this, there's a previous video that I created that says how to create loads. It's not the correct way because there's a lot more that goes into it. You should be like minimizing the poly count so it doesn't hurt your game. But it's kind of the cheap poor man's version, quick way of doing it. So that's kind of what we're doing right now here. We're not even setting up loads. So at farther distances, you won't be able to see. Got all the loads almost done for the lights themselves. Done. And then we got to do the loads for the little components like the glass. Just to, yeah, convert it to a compound. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then convert this one to a compound. And then this one that the lights was originally under, we can go ahead and delete that. Don't need that anymore. So now we have extra 1 through extra 9. And again, like what I showed you on the GTA 4 convert, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2 jummies. I'm going to do chassis, and then I'm actually going to keep this one, Liberty Bar SX. That's what we'll call this. You're going to add all of the extras first, the chassis. Then you're going to add the light bar itself, like the housing for it. And then last, you're going to add the siren glass. Save that. And when you go to this, now you can see it's converted to a compound. The reason I add the glass last is if you look, if you put it at the top, all of a sudden you can't see the lights, right? Well, when you go on game, that's going to be the case. You got to make sure that your lights are above the glass constantly. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to move the chassis to here. And then what I like to do too as well is, even though ZModeler is not going to identify it, I like to name this like Miss, we'll say Liberty Bar S. Is that art? Oh, SX. And then we'll name this one Siren Class 1 Liberty. Just so it has a different name and it doesn't get held up when I try to import it into a file with a vehicle. And now the light bar is completely set up to be moved around when you create a vehicle and place this and scale it properly in the correct spot in the game. So last thing you got to do is you just got to export it. So what I'm going to do is go up here, click export. That's the just did for the GTA 4 to GTA 5. And as you can see, I already did it. I didn't do it. So we're going to name it Liberty Bar SX because that's what it says over here. We're going to export it. It's going to say, hey, unknown name for these 2 things, and then there's no mask for a couple things. That's fine. Those errors are fine. You could still import it into ZModeler. Make sure you change the names to something proper like Miss A through Z, and then just Siren Glass 1, whatever. But that's it. That's how you properly set up a light bar for ELS, and that is also how you convert the loads for it, and then also how to retexture it if you like to do something different with it. Which you'll see later on. I'm going to make a special little car for a special episode for Halloween, where I probably drive around in an orange and green light bar, and just because I want to be kooky like. So with that being said, I appreciate you watching the series. I appreciate anybody watching these tutorials as well. Feel free to comment if I did something wrong or you think there's a better way to do it. I always like to hear comments, suggestions, feedback on how to do things better, and I don't mind being criticized. I'm not the best at this stuff. I'm just showing you how I do it, and maybe I just get lucky and it works in game. I don't know. But this is the way I do it, and like I said, I get lucky and it works in game. So with that being said, thanks again for watching. If you're new to my channel and you want to see more tutorials, or if you like watching my LSPDFR series or any of my other series, please hit the subscription button below. I really appreciate it. Lets me know I'm doing a good job and lets me know you want to see more videos. With that being said, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.